With a deafening explosion, the massive shockwave instantly hurled the air marshal backward. Immediately after, the plane's alarm blared. Before the captain could even react, a second bomb detonated, blowing the cockpit door to pieces. Shrapnel struck the captain with deadly precision. The aircraft spiraled out of control and plummeted. In that split second of crisis, the co-pilot swiftly took over the controls, stabilizing the wildly pitching plane, saving everyone on board from certain death. But before he could catch his breath, a man walked straight into the cockpit, demanding he fly straight ahead toward the nearest foreign country, warning him not to get any clever ideas, or everyone on board would pay with their lives. This scene felt hauntingly familiar to Tae-in. He used to be a fighter pilot. During a training exercise once, he received orders to intercept a hijacked passenger jet. He switched instantly from drill to real combat, accelerating full throttle to the assigned airspace. He caught up to the airliner in no time, trying to force it back with a show of military might, but the hijackers ignored his warnings. Soon the plane reached the border. His command ordered him to open fire immediately, to force the aircraft down within national territory. Tae-in saw the helpless faces of the passengers through the windows. He hesitated, and by the time the plane crossed into foreign airspace, he still hadn't fired a shot. He was later disciplined and forced into early retirement, eventually becoming a commercial airline pilot. Only this time, he was the hijacked captain himself. Facing a young hijacker, Tae-in didn't resist outright. Instead, he chose the riskiest yet smartest move, pretending to comply while calming the hijacker down. He quietly rallied passengers under the guise of patching up the damaged fuselage, using briefcases and seatbelts to seal the breach. Every extra second bought was another chance to survive. An even more brilliant deception followed. Working in silent sync with the wounded but conscious captain, he made a public announcement about changing course. Even the hijacker breathed a sigh of relief. But moments later, the plane skimmed low over the Wajinpo coastline. Familiar Korean landmarks came into view. The hijacker snapped instantly. He shot Tae-in the thigh. Blood soaked through his pants in seconds. The searing pain nearly knocked him out, but gritting his teeth, he tied his necktie tightly around the wound, then kept flying through excruciating agony, steering the plane straight toward the border. The precious time he'd bought was just enough for 2 fighter jets to arrive. At the very last moment, Tae-in looked out the window. One of the pilots was none other than his old comrade Dong Cheol. He tilted his wing slightly, sending a secret signal only they understood. It was the Air Force's covert distress code. "We've been hijacked." Dong Cheol recognized it immediately. With just 10 kilometers left to the border, military command gave a clear order: turn back or be shot down. Dong Cheol's finger hovered over the trigger, defying orders at great personal risk. He held off the attack to give Tae-in one final chance. Facing the hijacker's death threat, Tae-in took a deep breath, then yanked the control stick hard back. The plane shot upward like an arrow released from a bow. The captain, reading his mind perfectly, pushed the throttles to maximum. The crushing G-forces flung the hijacker clean out of the cockpit, his gun flying from his hand. Once the aircraft leveled out, the air marshal had already picked up the fallen pistol, now facing off against the hijacker. The instant the marshal fired and dropped the hijacker, a second bomb rolled toward the center of the cabin. Without hesitation, Tae-in dragged his bleeding body forward, grabbed a metal plate and covered the bomb, then threw his whole weight on top of it. Flames instantly engulfed his left arm. Flesh and blood scattered everywhere, but his body absorbed the lethal blast. In the final minutes, he crawled back to the pilot's seat by sheer willpower, guiding the plane to a gentle touchdown just above the sea. All 55 souls on board survived. Tae-in leaned quietly back in his seat and slowly closed his eyes.